Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to MP Dano's Garage. Today, we're working on my 2014 CRF250R, and I'm pretty sure you guys have had this issue before, but as you can see here, so down right there, shoot right here, so that's your transmission drain bolt, and ever had this? Stripped. Let's go focus. There you go. Stripped. Does nothing. And we're going to fix that today. Stand by. Okay, first things first, let's show the parts that I got here laid out. So this is it's an M8 bolt. So these are the crush washers that I got off Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and put all that stuff down below in the description. And here is the new bolt. You can see there, it's a M8 by 1.25. That's 1.25 being the pitch thread, and then 80 millimeter being the length. And there she goes. And I'll show you why the stock one, I'll measure it out for you, is actually 70 millimeters. So this is 10 millimeters longer, and I'll use a zip tie to actually show the depth of the actual bolt hole. And I believe it was like 85 millimeters. I'm not sure past the 70 millimeters is thread, but there's supposed to be more thread past that. So we're 10 millimeters longer on the bolt, and then to the end of the hole we should still have another 5 millimeters. So maybe it's threaded all the way. I'm just not sure. And we'll use this to measure out and show you the actual measurements. Actually got a clutch kind of laid out. I want to replace that as well while I'm doing this. So first things first, let's go ahead and remove that bolt, drain the oil, and then we'll remove, then I'll first show you the how to measure out the depth of that bolt hole, and then after that, then we'll pull the clutch cover off and then put this clutch in, fill it with oil, etc., etc. We'll go through all that. Give me one sec. And we'll go ahead and let that drain out. All right, I'm going to try something different other than that zip tie, because I think it's bending inside. But anyways, I'm using this old hanger that I always use for painting stuff. So I'm going to fit it all the way down the hole. And there it bottomed out. Put my finger here. And then this is actually the depth of the hole. So that's pretty big. Let's go ahead and measure that out. So it actually measures out pretty deep, whether or not there's threads all the way through. So it's like maybe 1/16 millimeters. It's way longer than our bolt here, so we should be okay. Like I said, I'm not really sure how far past the threads there actually is thread, or how far, but we should be okay. At least we'll give it a try. Next step will be to remove the clutch cover. Get that clutch out while it's draining. All right, so we'll just go ahead and zap all these 8 millimeter bolts out. Hopefully this is enough room to kind of get through. Should be okay. Otherwise I have to remove this bolt that's holding the rear brake lever, but looks like it'd be all right. So 8 millimeter. Looks like the long one's at the top here. Oh yeah, no problem. Make sure you seal your bolt so it looks no gasket, which is nice. It's just an O-ring to seal. And that looks like a 10 millimeter. Let's get that one popped out. So I want to inspect all this stuff. This clutch actually looks pretty good. Take all the plates out. Huh. You look pretty good. Even the basket here looks all right. It's a little bit chewed here. So, here. Let me get you in closer, show you what I'm looking at. So, here you go. So you can see how this is all worn. And supposedly the way to fix that is to file it all down. It's pretty deep. Shit. I wonder if I need a new basket. Now let's zip this out. Zip this bolt out, or nut. And then that's a washer here. And then, remove this in the basket. All right, it's a pretty sunny day here in sunny Southern California. So what we want to do is keep it straight. So you just want to use a flat file, metal file. You want to keep it straight like this and just file away. So we're going to do that and all the way around. No need to watch this forever because it's going to take a while. I'll be right back after I get all that nice and flat and then show you the results. All right, you can see what I'm kind of getting to. There's a close-up view of hopefully the sun. It's horrible right now. Anyways, it's right here is what I'm filing down, and then you can see on the other side, right here, it's nice and flat. Was like this. The other side is actually what's really bad. You can see that, hopefully, right there. Gotta file all those flat. So that was about 5 minutes worth of work. So multiply that out by a jillion, and we'll get those flattened out, and hopefully that solves my clutch issue. Okay, here's a close-up of one of the worst sides. So it looks like it's been really bad on these sides, not so much on this side, but there you go. If you can see that, nice and smooth. So what we're trying to do is get rid of all these ridges, because in theory, this is theory, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So the clutch plates all go in here, and there's a tab that goes through here. So what's happening is they're grabbing onto these ridges. They're not able to, to release as it's supposed to when you pull the clutch handle in, and they're just hanging up. So they're just locking this in, and you can see I got rid of all of it. So there's nothing here to actually for it to grab now, nice and smooth. So this is what you got to do all the way around. Fun stuff. Be back when I'm done. All right, let me show you what I'm doing here. So this camera might bounce because it's sitting on my table. So you just want to get straight this direction, because that's kind of the way those tabs are on the clutch plates. Just get some pressure on there. Try not to foul your hand. And as you can see, that's what I'm doing here. So this is already all nice and flat. Just got to get rid of that ridge there. And then I'll kind of angle the file to kind of get rid of anything that can grab on this side as well. And you can see I kind of went through a few of them already. And these, you can kind of see a little bit of a mark there, but it doesn't really grab. I mean, here's the problem, is that these things are really deep. So it's keeping the clutch plates from actually releasing. So keep going around, and then we'll do the other side as well, which one side and then that side. Side's not as bad. This is the rotation side, so this is where it's really hitting. I'll get to it. All right, guys, let me show you how to do the other side. This way you have a lot more leverage here. You just gotta kind of hang it off the table a little bit. And just kind of cut the inside a little bit. Just a grab. And there you go. And just continue on. So, yeah, this is the one I did earlier. So there you go. All right, well, the video was really part of this, but I just threw the clutch part in there. So let's go ahead and find yourself a good clutch washer. The factory one is aluminum. Let's see if we can find a good one in here. Go, aluminum, perfect fit. Factory one's a little bit like wider, but the hole is, look, it's actually gonna seal, no problem. And then let's go ahead and insert this into the drain hole. All right, hopefully I got this drain hole centered in there that you can actually see it. Let's see what happens. All right, let me get my electric drill. This is taking too long. Okay, there we go. Well, I can tell that's nice and snug in there. I just want to verify that crush washer is actually being crushed. Yeah, see no movement. Yeah, that's good to go. All right, that's installed. Let's get our clutch back together. So, not 100% sure, but I believe it doesn't matter. I think these actual discs are the same on both sides. I'm just going to go ahead and put all the, the actual numbers and stuff like that on the outside, facing front towards me. And there actually is two sides to these clutch, actually these plates, but I just kind of put them all in the same orientation. You can kind of see a little bit of a difference, kind of hard to tell, but anyways. And then this is what came on the bike. And it was a non-runner, but I got it running, but the clutch was hanging, well, not releasing, and I'm sure it was because of that. Wasn't able to release. Now I looked on the parts diagram. There are 7 friction discs, but the last one is different. So I looked on the kit that actually I got from eBay that the guy sent me, and his had a different one. It was a little bit not as wide as this one, a little bit narrower, but the plate had a big old score on it, and it pretty much lined up on the inside. And to me, that seems like, oh, you know what? Has to be smaller because of the shutter discs. Okay, got it. All right, so I'm going to replace this one with the one that's a little bit narrower. All right, let's do that. Okay, so if you can kind of see the difference, you see how this one is wider, this one's narrower, but inside there are, these are called the, I guess, shutter washers or whatever. So there's 2 of them, and that is on the parts diagram. And let's see here. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, so this was all, where the previous owner, they actually kept the shutter, didn't have these with it. The shutter rings or whatever, they weren't there. But in the kit I got from me, they were. And then this off friction disc, that's different, the one. So that makes sense. Okay. Learning as I go. Anyway, so disc, metal disc, and then the friction disc. So we'll go ahead and get all these in there. There you go. There you go. So there are 8 total discs. 7 are the same, and 1 is narrow, a little bit different. There is a part number difference. Part number didn't match on that one little disc. That came with my eBay used kit. They're OEM. All right, got the nut on. All right, let's impact that guy on. All right, got to get this tab over here, bend it. Okay, and it's on. And this is next. This one looks better. Yeah. That looks really good. Let's get our springs. Our bolts. Always make sure to hand start these guys on there. Or any bolts for all that matters. It's you cross thread, well, you're going to be replacing stuff. All right, guys, I looked at the specs on these, supposed to be 9 foot-pounds. And I got that set on my torque wrench. And I probably got it too tight now. I might have to back them off. Let's see. No, it was okay. Put it to 8. Don't like how this one actually doesn't reset. It's 8 foot-pounds. I got it a little too loose. God damn. Oh, that bolt. Nice. Yeah. Great. Fuck. All right, guys. I screwed up. So if you can see right there, broke a bolt. Of course, that's part of the basket. Or maybe not. No, I don't think it is. Okay, wait a minute. I have another one. Hold on. Avoided that one. So I had another one of these. And now we're good to go back again. This time, watch those torque specs. Washer. And the lock, whatever you call these things. Nut. Here, let's try this again. 9 foot-pounds. All right, good to go. All right, guys. You want to make sure that both your O-ring and this surface, I already cleaned this before. Make sure it's nice and clean. And here's what I use on all my O-rings is just dielectric grease. I put it on here on the O-ring. Well, pretty much any O-ring. Use it on my cars or whatever, but it you don't want to use grease because that'll break down the rubber. And this stuff is kind of keeps it nice and fresh or pliable or whatever you want to call it. Just need a small smear on there. There you go. All right, and I remember we said the long one was actually right here. Yep. So you do want to get these all, like I said, hand started. You want to go impacting these things down. And I'm going to look at the torque specs on this too as well. Well, you know, nah, I'm not. Anyways, yeah, where are we at? I'm just going to snug them up with the drill, and then we'll just use the regular socket to socket, regular wrench to kind of tighten them down by feel. Always remember opposite side, and we'll get it nice and even. All right. Just snug. Remember, this is metal into aluminum, so you don't want to strip it. Okay, nice and snug. And then just go all the way around. This way you make sure you got all of them. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. So, clean it up a little bit. So now what we want to do is fill the training side up with oil. You know, I don't know what everybody else uses. I mean, I've used lots of different products, but today I'm going to use Lucas. It's good for wet clutches. So that's all you want to make sure. So make sure it's good for wet clutches. Otherwise, you're going to kill that clutch. And let me show you where the measurement is as far as the capacity. So right there, we'll show 750 cm to the third. So that really just equates to 750 milliliters. So that's what you want. And also, this is actually the weep hole. So remove that. We'll put 750 in measuring cup, and then we'll fill it. We'll just kind of we'll fill it while we're removing this. So your fill is right here. This is actually what I bought from Amazon. Kind of a handy little thing, but 750 milliliters. And we're going to go ahead and fill it up right here. I've already removed the weep hole bolt. So looks like somebody stripped it, so they got a what do you call those things you put inside of there? Anyways, there it goes. Slowly, because this is a little bit thick. This will also test our bolt, new bolt that we installed, the drain bolt. See if the crush washer is actually crushing. There's 750 milliliters. Good to the last drop. Then we'll do too is I'm gonna straighten up the bike. Right now it's on a triangle stand, and then we'll see if it weeps out. So I think we're good. All right, nice and snug. See nothing leaking out from our bolt. That's good. All right, that's done. And we're nice and sealed. So next thing to do, start it up, pull that clutch in, make sure everything's working correctly, and then we'll call it good. All right, guys, all done with the CRF. Clutch works good, no leaks. So yeah, that bolt worked out perfectly. Only thing is that when I did put the clutch back in after the last video clip, I started it up, warmed it up, and the clutch still wouldn't disengage after pulling the handle lever. So what I did is I just took the cover off, and a good test actually I did is took the cover off, and I could see that by pulling on the clutch that the mechanism was working. Then I tried to pull the clutch lever and then turn the center. I don't know if it's a basket or whatever. I know there's a basket in the back, but whatever's in the middle, I tried to turn it, and it was pretty much not working. It's not. It was almost like it was locked up. So ended up pulling all the discs out, and then I think what I did wrong was I didn't put. There's a little on the end of the shaft that actually the clutch lever pushes on to open up the clutch friction disc. I'm not sure if I actually put it in there correctly. I give it a little twist, and I think it needs to go in a little bit further. But anyways, that seemed to work. I did one by one. I put the friction disc and the clutch, the metal discs back in one by one, turning the center basket thing, and it was turning fine. I was oiling them up as I went, pretty much just soaking it in oil, each disc, and got all the way to the end, and it still spun. Put the cover where the springs actually sit on, and the bolt, and that seemed to work, because then before actually putting the cover on, good test. Pull the clutch lever in and make sure that that center does move at least a little bit. It's going to be hard because there's not really anything to grab onto, but it'll spin a little bit as long as it's moving. And once that oil is all warmed up and everything, it will turn. Anyways, that was my problem. So anyways, I hope this helped. I'll put all the parts that I used, that bolt, the crush washers, the whatever tools I used. And also really important, make sure you, those clutch spring bolts, look at your manual. I ended up over tightening one of them, and it actually snapped the bolt. Good thing I had an extra center basket to actually replace it with, and that seemed to work out for me. And it's working fine now. So anyways, if you like the video, please subscribe. That'd be great. Trying to develop more users. I'm going to do more videos like this. I've been a member of, gosh, it's YouTube since 2006, but it's more been just kind of really short clips, not really much thought into them. But I've always thought that the stuff that I post is going to help somebody. Hopefully this helps you as well. As far as that bolt on the transmission drain bolt, that you can just buy a longer one. Don't go too big. I think I went 70. No, 70 was stock, so 80 was the bolt that I bought, and a new crush washer, and that worked out perfectly. And well, she's ready to go. Please subscribe. Please like. Also hit that ring bell, so when I have a new video coming out, it'll notify you. Anyways, have a great day, and out here.